Half Shell Oyster House offers happy hour at the bar and throughout the restaurant every day from 3 to 6 p.m. Happy hour includes $2 off all glasses of wine, liquor, martinis, mixed drinks, and draft beer, $2.50 on all domestic bottled beer, and $3.50 on all craft bottled beer. So come on out to Half Shell Oyster House, located at 115 Lower Park Cove, Suite 105, Flowood, Mississippi, 39232, or you can give them a call at 769-257-7586. And hey, tell them Sonya sent you.
She say sports. She say sports. She say sports. She say sports.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sonya, and welcome back to She Say Sports. Today is our last day for this NFL season together. My guys, former NFL players, Cedric Donaldson and Jameion Spencer. Hey guys, welcome back.
So, how are you?
I am well. So you see everybody, well, they are eating. This is our Super Bowl-ish little get together. We brought some of our favorite meals that we like to eat for. Oh, man, you got to look at my drink.
Right. Wow.
And well, one of my favorite things to eat during the Super Bowl are wings, but y'all not gonna have me on camera eating wings, and nah, it's not gonna happen. But said he's doing it. What kind of wings are those, said?
Yeah, I got a couple of medium and lemon pepper wings, man. You know.
Nice. From Wingstop or from where?
No, I got a little spot right here by my house called Wing It. They awesome.
Oh, they good?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check them out. What you got? And well, let me show. Not you yet, Jameion. Y'all, I'm pretty simple. I got chips and dip. That's all I got. Because again, I can't eat wings on film. But Jameion always got to go out. What do you have, Jameion?
Bougie it up, you know that, man. So I'm doing the 13-hour smoked brisket sandwich with the bread and butter pickles.
Oh my gosh! Now y'all, I IM'd him earlier, and I said, "What are you having?" I knew he was lying. I have no clue. Let's see. Oh yeah. Bring me one tomorrow.
Cooking suggestions. Ain't got no clue.
He gets on my nerves, and now he got a brisket sandwich. Can you bring me one tomorrow, please?
I'll check on that.
You know what? I'm sick of this. I understand you got a whole family, but I'm sick of this. Bring me a freaking sandwich. So but that's great. So am I the only one representing my team? Star Wars.
I'm wearing black for a specific reason today.
Tell me why.
I didn't know who I was going to cheer for in the Super Bowl. I love Joe Burrow and all that, but Cam Akers is also playing. But I said, let me see if I can buy Rams and the Bengals. I was going to do my last halftime change over to the other one, right?
Right.
But if you're not screaming roll Rams or war Bengals, you ain't buying it. So they don't sell any oil over here in my area.
And where are you, Baton Rouge?
In Birmingham.
Birmingham. That's right. Huh. Well, Jameion, why you have on Star Wars?
So, I'm always rocking Star Wars. Anakin Skywalker is just my personal one. But I came to the conclusion I didn't know who I was going to cheer for either. Like said, right? I like both teams. I really want to see Joe do it. I love what they got going. I couldn't fit my favorite players' shirt, so I did bring it though. Representing the Northwest ranking. Oh wait, hold on. The Northwest ranking Titans.
Oh, yeah.
99, baby.
99.
99.
The dub, my boy J.K. Spencer. So I went and stole his jersey. I tried to put it on, but I was gonna rip it up. So
like the Hulk. Well, I'm representing my Bears. We're gonna talk about who. I mean, I would love for them to win the Bengals, but I don't know about that. So we'll see. Don't talk about it yet. So, because we got some stuff we need to discuss before we get into all of that. The last time we were together, it's been a bunch of stuff going on in the NFL. We've had 3 major retirements, 1 coach, 2 quarterbacks. Sean Payton for the Saints, he retired. We have Ben Roethlisberger from the Steelers who retired, and we have the GOAT, Tom Brady, who retired. Well, was mad because somebody leaked it and said he don't know, he ain't retired, and then he wanted to do it, and so he tweeted last week that he actually retired. So my question to you guys, well, before I get into that, Sean Payton, stellar career with the Saints. He 22 years overall as a coach, 16 years with the Saints as head coach, and he brought them 1 Super Bowl win. Ben Roethlisberger, 18 years with the Steelers, 2 Super Bowl wins, and Tom, an amazing 22 seasons, and that's for all of, I said years, 22 seasons with Tom, and 7 Super Bowl wins. He passed Michael Jordan, my man.
Man.
Extraordinary. So my question,
Eli twice. Don't leave that out.
what did you say?
He lost to Eli twice. You got Eli's a 500 quarterback. He lost
You can keep eating your wings. What is you drinking over there? And he lost. I was like, what? You always got to throw salt.
Hey man, he'll be back to add to his record. He's not retired. But go ahead.
I really don't even think him or Sean are done. But my question to you is, what are your thoughts on each of these retirements, and how much of an impact will it make on each organization? Jameion?
So I'm gonna start with Big Ben. Huge loss, in my opinion. You know, we can really put Ben in the conversation, arguably in that Hall of Fame conversation, right? Fantastic career. I mean, really has surpassed and done more than even I think a lot of people thought he was going to do walking into the league. You know, coming from Miami, Ohio, huge loss, but I think it's going to help Pittsburgh make a step forward. I think we talked a lot this year about, you know, him having the last hurrah and whatever, but I think that the Steelers are ready to turn that page in that organization. So
right.
I think it's going to help that team overall, but, you know, you have to pay homage to the man because he's had a fantastic career and it's going to be a huge loss for the game. So, you know, kudos to him. Sean, I think Sean is done, to be honest with you. You know, Sean has been, you know, in the seat, in the hot seat pretty much his entire career, if not under the pressure of, you know, some of the biggest, you know, names and egos that we've had in that game. As a head coach, as an assistant, fantastic assistant. He's done, you know, turnaround jobs. He's done, you know, phenomenal jobs on the offensive end. And even as a head coach, man, coming to New Orleans was like just what New Orleans needed. He was the perfect guy for it. You know, taking Drew and doing the things that they had done down there has been phenomenal. So I don't think that Sean has got any more left in him because of the fact that, you know, for him, he's a crusader, right? So I think he's ready to move into that next point in this journey. I think we're going to see him on television, right? You know, sooner or later. But I think really Sean, if he gets back in football, I think he goes to the front office, to be honest with you. And I think he would do a very, very good job in someone's front office. You and Tom, man, what more can you say? I mean, I got a chance to see the man up close and personal in college. I mean, we knew he was special then, and I just was amazed that the world was not put on notice when he was at Michigan, with all the stuff that he did. But, he is, I mean, in my opinion, there is no argument at all in terms of the way he plays the game, how he's brought the intellect, the competitiveness, and really has kept that edge for so long. For me, has been remarkable. I don't care if it was in New England, in Tampa. Man, we got a chance to really see a lot of different faces of him, and we always talk about that warrior in him, and I think the game is going to be severely missed without him. But kudos to him; he has earned it. Despite what I'm in, I'm out, all that good stuff. I mean, it's a process for any of those guys when you get to that point in your career. Give him time. He has nothing to prove for anybody else at this point. So, if he walks away, I'm going to be happy. If he stays, I'm going to be happy because we'll get a chance to see him again. But nonetheless, man, kudos to the GOAT, dude. I mean, bravo. You've done that damn thing.
I agree. And so you don't think he'll probably do a Michael Jordan, take a year off and come back? I mean, at that point, he'll be what, 45, 46?
Yeah, not his style. Not his style, because I mean, he has to play with that edge, and in football, unlike basketball, is not one of those things where you can take a year off and come back with that edge the way you want it. So that's a tougher feat to me. Okay. I would be amazed, right? But I don't think we see that again for him. I think this is it. Curtains up.
Said, have you wiped your mouth and everything? You ready? So Jameion can bite his sandwich. Swish it around.
Yeah, let me stop. I'm gonna start with Brady. I don't see him being done. I don't think he had
who Brady?
Yeah, Brady.
Okay.
I don't think he had a good relationship with Bruce Arians. And so, I mean, I hate on him a lot, but as far as, he's a GOAT. And so for him not to have a farewell tour is crazy. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, man. I don't think he's done. I think somebody pokes him out. And then how about his wife? She's never really spent a whole year just with him at home.
Nope.
I think he's about to wear the hell out of her. So she's gonna send him back to the field. Some coach or something.
Luke said they got a big enough house they can do that in, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true. But Big Ben, it was time for him to retire. I'm glad. That's gonna be addition by subtraction. Not saying that he didn't mean a lot. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. Should be first ballot.
Well, we've been saying all season it was time for him to go. I mean, he was hurt. It was time. Yeah,
like Tom Brady said, Big Ben didn't do the TB12 method. He did the throw some ice on the method. He go out and keep it moving. As far as Sean Payton, I see him possibly coaching again, but I don't think that's his main deal. I do see him in the front office somewhere. I know he loved Jerry Jones and Jerry Jones loved him. Mm-hmm. If I could be Sean's consultant right now, I would say, don't do it.
Reconsider. Well, Rod Walker, he's a sports writer for the New Orleans Advocate, and Sean gave him a little last dinner with him the other night, and some of the fans was like, some of the media was like, don't go to the Cowboys. Do not, go to the Cowboys, because that's of course one of y'all biggest rivals. So
yeah, that's our most fun rival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's true.
But yeah, I see Tom probably coming back, man, because he didn't show any signs of decline this year. He just said, "I'm just stepping away," and that's a lot to step away from if you know you still got it, you know. So, and I don't see him at home in retirement. I think he's gonna be at home, you know, throwing the ball. Him and Julian Edelman looking for their next team. So,
but let me ask you this. So, and this is kind of how I saw it, because I think by all indications, we really assumed that B-Left was going to be gone from Tampa, right? And I think that's what initially, you know, I'm like you. I don't think he had a great relationship with Bruce, but I think he had a fantastic relationship with B-Left, right? And I think when B-Left was going to go off and take the job in Jacksonville, that gave him every reason in the world to hang it up. And I think he had a chance, probably for a quick moment, to play with the idea of, I could really do this, right, and walk away on my own terms. You know, despite wanting to, you know, win that last one and everything else, but he really can walk away on his own terms. Yeah. And I think even when everything fell apart in Jacksonville with B-Left and those guys that came back, really for him, I think now he's thinking about it like a business decision. B-Left probably is not going to be there. B-Left probably should be a head coach somewhere. So, you know, if he makes that decision to come back now and lock in, does B-Left do the same thing as well? We don't know that, right? Still a lot of maneuvering to do, still a lot of drafts and everything to go through. Organizations still got to make those decisions. So, you know, I don't think he at this point really makes a firm decision until he understands what's happening.
Yeah.
Good observation. Okay. So who do you guys see being a good fit for quarterback for the Steelers?
I don't know.
I'm gonna throw one out there. I'm gonna throw a wild one out there. I say Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, that would be. I
say Deshaun Watson, right? You know, Deshaun has a little bit of that smooth edge that we talk about, you know, and for a personality like his, he could fit in well in Pittsburgh. You know, he has a little bit of that flash, that grit, but ultimately that confidence, like he is going to walk in and he is going to fight toe-to-toe with you, right? No, he's not going to dance around an issue or anything like that. I could see, if everything worked out, Deshaun being the next Pittsburgh Steelers QB, and I think he'd be a great one there.
Well, you're saying a cerebral offense. Speaking of that, Dennis Allen was named the new coach for the Saints. He's a defensive coordinator. He's not an offensive coach.
Yeah,
and
great.
He showed that, they beat Tampa Bay 9-0, and that's his, the Saints are used to, winning with a bunch of points, Breeze and coach, their strategy, but Dennis' strategy is going to be totally different. So what are your thoughts on him being the new head coach for the Saints?
I thought it was an awesome hire. Man, his defense is crazy. And I know Sean Payton was, how can I say it? He was like tier 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tier 1A, and Dennis Allen is tier 1B. So if he can bring in a young coordinator or a decent coordinator that's going to teach kind of like how Sean taught, I don't think they're going to really miss a beat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's respected because that defense led the team the whole year.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Yeah.
And especially when he beat Tampa. Go ahead, Jamie.
No. I was just going to say, I agree. I mean, I thought it was a good hire, especially for team continuity, right? Dennis has been there. Dennis, they've been through thick and thin. Mm-hmm. I think he has a following and a loyalty to that organization, and they do to him. So I think he has to get an experienced O coordinator in there because they got some rebuilding to do on the offensive side, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hope, I wish, best case scenario for them would have been hire Sean, put him in the front office and start wheeling and dealing in some pieces that they really need to do, right? get somebody to come up and develop. I would even look at bringing like a, Joe Brady or somebody back to Louisiana, and bring in some of that new age, I think, offensive minded, approach to what those guys need to do to rebuild, because they got to figure out their identity all over again, right? We saw it all kind of fall apart offensively last year. True, you didn't have any key pieces, but you had some very strong pieces that showed up to play. They just didn't get the chance to bring it all together, right? So, and it's got to start at that QB position, right? Get you a solid guy back. Jameis is going to be coming off the injuries, kind of rehabbing his way back. I'm not a big fan of having Taysom as the centerpiece. He's a Swiss Army knife. That's a good changeup. I think you get more value for him trading him away than you would keeping him at this point. Kamara still has some juice left in the tank that he needs to spend. Even Ingram, man, I loved how Ingram played when they brought him back to the organization. I think Michael Thomas don't want to be there. Shovel him away. Get some value out there and get some guys that are hungry, that want to be in there and help them to get a offensive-minded coach that's going to help rebuild that thing from the bottom up again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
With the defensive coordinator being the head coach, a lot of times last year when they went astray, they left the run. They just quit running the ball, Yeah. They got 2 running backs back there. But you can best believe they're going to run the ball with a D coordinator.
Oh, yeah. As
a head coach. So I would love to see Russell Wilson. Hold on. Let me read. I wouldn't like to see Russell Wilson with the Saints, but
because
it'll make Cowboy fan. I don't want to see that, but it'll make good. Back to my
Wait a minute. What kind of cookie is that? Look.
Ooh, that's macadamia.
That's my favorite.
I smelled it from over here.
You shut up, Jamie. I love macadamia. Are they soft?
Yep.
Are they from that wing spot?
A little bakery around here.
Oh, he really went all out.
He went and did it.
Regardless, this is like super everyday food.
Not just Super Bowl.
Well, it's this new place here. Everybody been talking about it called Crumble Cookie.
Crumble Cookies.
You've had it
I'm
already?
I'm a member. Shoot, I've been rocking Crumble Cookies since they were in Murfreesboro and Maryland. Oh yeah, I'm crumbled down.
I guess because I'm in the process of losing weight, but you can't tell me eating chips and dip, but I'm gonna have to try that cookie probably this weekend. That'll be my little treat with my Super Bowl stuff.
They just built a crumble down the street from us.
I'm a double platinum member, Sonia.
What? I'm gonna get us some. If you bring me a brisket sandwich tomorrow, I will bring us some next week.
Okay, I'm gonna see what we got left down there.
You know what? I cannot. Look at these big children always eating everything up.
Look, you see this jersey?
99. I'm sick of it. Okay. All right, no, I'm good. So another thing that's been going on, as you know, Brian Flores, and we talked a lot about him this season too. Former coach of the Miami Dolphins was fired after the season was over. What 500 or above season he did. He was pretty decent, and they fired him. He interviewed for a position, and good old not so tech savvy Coach Belichick. I love him.
Man, I think he's sly as a fox. He knew what he was doing.
I love this. Is the second time he has done something. What was the first time he did something? I forgot. Oh man.
Ain't no telling. It's Belichick. Everything he does is calculated and perfect.
It's hilarious. But anyway, he let the man know he didn't get the job. So with that information and other proof, Flores has now filed a lawsuit against the NFL. What are your thoughts on this lawsuit? And do you think it's the end of his head coaching career with the NFL?
Absolute end of his career, to be honest with you. And it's unfortunate because I think he is a fantastic coach that didn't get a true chance to succeed, right? Miami, although a good organization, has some shady undertakings that go on. And, for me, I kind of saw it both ways, and we talk all day about, the amount of parity and ownership, and we talk about true diversity, people in, brown people in positions being in decision-making positions is the one thing the NFL has never had, and I don't think really wants to do, and they're not the model and the pillar of diversity as they want to make it. A ton of players out there doing the work, building the brand. But in terms of the people that are actually making some real decisions, there's a lot of work there to be done. For me, I had a lot of heartburn when he got fired, first off, okay? Because, when you got fired, he started singing like a canary, right? He started singing about, how, oh, well, they were incentivizing me for dumping games, getting better draft picks, blah, 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 blah. I get it, but for me, I'm more of a guy, like, while it's going on, if I don't have the wherewithal to stand up while I got something to lose and say something, it's not worth me doing it when they get rid of me, right?
Right.
And when you do that, you air dirty laundry like that, everybody takes heed. Everybody puts it on notice and say, not the guy that I want in my organization, right? Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to blackball him, for lack of better terms, simply because they're not going to look at him as the diversity hire we're missing. They're looking at him as the type of cancer we don't want in our organization. And, and it is bad for him because, again, for a quality individual, when the frustration builds up because you've been inside of this pressure cooker for so long, you put yourself in a very bad position. I think the lawsuit was really the only way that he is ever going to really make himself whole, or at least get some closure on the fact that, again, they don't want me no more, right? And that is a hard realization to face, especially when you still got some peaking to do in your game.
Yep.
Say it, go ahead.
I mean, I'm right with him. But if you remember when the Kaepernick stuff was going on, Flores had some, he spoke outside his mouth, outside his neck during that time. And then that was a perfect time for him to say, hey, man, this is going on with me right now. He didn't say anything. And now, he wants to come out. I'm kind of like with Jay. It is wrong. I think he's a good coach. I think they did two things to kind of derail him. They sat Fitzpatrick when he was winning, and they just sat him and put Tua in out of nowhere, And we talked about that. I think that was the beginning of the end for him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because Tua was a good player, but Tua is not his. Quarterbacks and head coaches got to match.
They got to match.
Yeah, and Tua is not a match for Flores. Flores is a very stern, strict, type coach. And you can say,
Foot. I'm sorry, say it.
That's what she was waiting on. She was waiting on.
I was waiting for you to say Tua, who's gonna say
foot.
You the one who said that. I mean, you said
that is Tua, man.
You said they didn't match.
But Saban is a strong coach like that, but Saban knows how to turn it on, turn it off for certain players.
Mm-hmm. We lost you, Cedric. Oh, there you go.
And Flores, he didn't know how to do it. And so it is what it is.
Well, and I understand all of that. I get it. I'm like you, Jay. I do agree. We all are in agreement with that. If you had all this stuff going on before, why wait till they fire you to then be like, well, y'all did this to me. No, you should have been talking about that. But he was busy. He was trying to keep his job. And I understand that. But at the same time, and this lawsuit, he already knew he's pretty much done. But I think he did this. He's open, trying to open the eyes, because the Rooney Rule has been out since 2003. The NFL is made up of 73% of Black players. We just this week got a second Black head coach.
Kinda.
Mike Tomlin, and my favorite, Lovie Smith, a former Chicago head coach. And, now he's with the Texans, which was another job that Flores interviewed for. And they were going to give it, what's the little baby name? He was a quarterback. He didn't have any. Yeah, he didn't even have any head coaching experience.
Josh, my homeboy, though, I was kind of hoping he would have got it.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Yeah, well, Josh did that first stint in Denver, and but I mean, it was a disaster. We all know what that game is, and we know what the game they're playing, and
So do you think Lovie got the job because of what's going on with this lawsuit, even though he's a very good coach? I think right at this time, do you think he got it because of what's going on?
I think they were going to hire Flores.
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
When he came out, because they was trying to get Deshaun Watson and the Flores connection. But then when he came out and did all that, they just don't have a good front office. They don't know how to go out and interview coaches, and so Lovie was on staff. It was easy to say, hey, you got coaching experience. Okay, Lovie. Because I mean, he hadn't done anything that said he's going to be he was terrible at Illinois as a head coach. So, and I like Lovie. Lovie was a coach, in Tampa, where,
linebackers coach. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
this is my opinion. I just feel like it was a good fit because he was already there, but it's like he's a token Black with all of this going on. Yeah. And I wonder how he feels about it. He probably doesn't, because now you're going to get a nicer check or whatever, and he's good at what he does. I think he's really good. He just probably didn't fit in with the collegiate level of coaching, I'm assuming. I don't know, because it's a difference. And
he's real nice. I mean, he's kind of like a Tony Dungy.
Right.
Yeah, he's just real laid back,
He needs to be surrounded by vets, to be honest with you. And he's a guy. He's gonna enhance from a cultural perspective. He's gonna enhance the environment, right? He is going to help clean up some things, standardize some things. He's one of those. We love Lovie, but he is a silent intimidator like Tony, right? He's not a rah-rah guy. He's pretty much like, look, this is what I want. This is how we want it. And, and then we move on. I do think that, hiring him was kind of a temporary patch for something. And like I said, I do think they wanted Flores, but, once all of that stuff started happening, then it was like, that boys club, that ownership boys club kicked in, and Flores didn't have a chance. But at the same time, when I look at Houston, and even with the opportunities that you had, what happened to everybody else, right? What happened to, Bieniemy and some of these other cats that were out there waiting for it? I mean, I'm still shocked that EB don't have a job yet.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to get him one, man. Like, this is what, 3 cycles?
Yeah. Yep.
He's been through 2 Super Bowls and an AFC Championship game, and they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna give him one. But I do want to say this too. If Flores hadn't said what he said, and if it hadn't, if he said what he said, but it didn't really blow up like it blew up, the Houston Texans would have given Josh McCown the head coaching job. But with all of this going on, if you give a kid that not a kid, he's a grown man, but he's never coached before. Like, he just left the field, and you're going to move him straight from being on the field to head coach. And you got Byron Leftwich, Eric Bieniemy, oh man, that would have been the epitome of what everybody is talking about.
Yeah, white privilege. Because, I'm sorry, I mean, it happens every day, not just in NFL jobs, but jobs that, corporate America jobs. I see it all the time. It's amazing to me, and I hate to say it, but it's amazing to me. Black people, I have 2 degrees. We can have 2, 3, 4 degrees. It can be a white person with barely a bachelor's, and they've been on the job 2, 3 years, and they're a senior manager or, VP. And that amazes me. And it's just like, how is this happening? I'm not saying that degrees make it more of a decision, but you're wanting somebody who has, is educated, articulate, can do certain things. A lot of those people can't do a lot of the stuff. They're in there because, like you said, the good old boys deal. Yeah. And it's nepotism, and it's not fair.
I think it goes down to, and as much as I hate to say this, but, for us, we have been taught that you have to be twice as good just to be equal, right? Yeah. We put a lot of emphasis on competence, intelligence, but in reality, in this
that's
world,
what they make it seem like it's for us. They make
at the same time they do. But a lot of times it really becomes about that relationship building, and that sometimes is the part of it that when it comes down to it, if I'm going to hand you the keys to my brand new car or my most prized possession, I got to trust you. I don't care what your competence level is like, right? And I think sometimes we look over that. And, and even a prime example as to what the Raiders did, to be honest with you, I couldn't stand the Josh McDaniels going out to Las Vegas because they had their head coach right there. But for whatever reason, they did not trust him. And as a player on that team, there is no way you could convince me otherwise, and I'm going to go out and sell my soul for this new guy coming in than this dude that I was already there for, right? So, we look at it a lot from a competence perspective, but, in reality, it's relationships. And it goes back to those diversity hires. When you don't have those brown faces in those decision-making positions, the trust is not there. And unfortunately, we have to come out of sometimes we have to lose our identity somewhat in order to build that level of trust. And it is a tough game to play.
Yeah. I do want to say this about Josh. When I was still playing, Josh came down to Josh McCown came down to Louisiana, and we trained together. We all stayed together, for a full off season, and we kind of stayed in touch, since then. Josh is a real diverse type dude. I wouldn't be surprised if he was monitoring, the tension and removed himself from the job. Because he's a good dude. I mean, Josh is a cool dude. Now, whether he deserved that job or not, not over some of them other cats. And I think he might have observed it and was like, hey, y'all just go ahead and, because he got to know somebody in there. You just, like you said, relationships. You just don't pick a cat that's never coached and say, hey, I want you to be the head coach of the, of my professional team.
No, right. And I get the relationship part, Jamie, and say, I get that totally. But you just gave the perfect example. He may have a relationship with those people, but he don't have the experience. So you rather choose somebody, okay, I trust him. We drink beer together, but somebody who's experienced, who has showed that they can coach a team, you rather choose him over him. I have a problem with that. And I totally get what you're saying, James, because you are in management and you understand that. But at the same time, it's really not fair all the time. It's really not.
So I'm gonna equate
all the time.
Yep. I'm gonna equate it to this though. And this is one thing as a young player, coming up through, I didn't understand it until I left. And this will be a perfect analogy when I say it. I had a coach tell me one time, he was like, paid me all type of accolades, publicly paid me all type of accolades. But at the end of his little monologue, he said, this guy I would trust with my family, but not my car. And for me, everybody said, oh man, that's a pretty cool thing to say. But when I think about it, you're in essence telling me he's a good dude. I trust him to tell me the truth, to do the right things. Mm-hmm. I just don't trust what he can do for me from his technical perspective. He's going to give me what I want to have. And that made me start thinking a lot about how I do it, where I do it, how you show it, and how you document it, right? Okay. Because a lot of that stuff matters to some people because their value system isn't necessarily on the most technical individual in the world, but a lot of times who I feel like I can trust you with, right? And that's real. That's real for people.
Yeah.
That's a real emotional tie that's very hard to break when you talk about the difference between me giving you a piece of something that I own versus something that I have.
Okay. I agree a little, but I do understand it. I'm very passionate about that. I do understand it though. I do. So I wish Brian Flores, well, brother, just come on to the colleges. We'll take you at the HBCUs, trust me. Even PWIs, I mean, he's a great coach. So I feel he still can do a great job somewhere. So we'll see. So let's get to the big thing that's happening this week. Super Bowl 56. Guys. It's Super Bowl is Saturday and
Sunday,
child. Yeah, Sunday. And what's going on Saturday for me?
Cooking.
Oh, Delta stuff. I know cooking. I know, yeah, it's something with Delta, but it's a cooking. Like, no, that's not like Christmas or Thanksgiving. You can throw rotel. No, I'm talking about that's easy stuff. I can throw some wings in the oven, rotel, crock pot. That's easy.
Girl,
Sausage.
I started making my ceviche today. It's gonna be ready for Sunday.
He works.
I gotta get that stuff right, man. You gotta put some thought into this.
Don't worry, I'll be over there Sunday. That's what I'm eating. I was going somewhere else, but that's okay. Somehow I got.
It's also a national holiday, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's my.
Oh,
I thought you was talking about the Super Bowl. So you're February 13th.
February 12th.
12.
Yeah.
See, y'all confused. So Saturday is your birthday, but the whole weekend is a holiday.
Yeah. See, they messed it up. They added a game to the NFL schedule, so it pushed the Super Bowl back a week, and now the Super Bowl and my birthday is the same. I don't know if I like that or not.
And see, it usually falls on my dad's birthday a lot. My dad's birthday, he would have been 82 on February 6th. Yeah. So his birthday usually falls on the 6th or like a couple of days before that. But I agree. I didn't like that at all. But Super Bowl is Sunday, and we're coming off probably one of the best NFL playoffs ever. Do y'all agree?
The best.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was amazing. So what are some of your takeaways from the last few weeks of the playoffs? Jameion?
Clock management matters. Defense matters. And you still can't trust Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Ever. I kept trying to tell people you can't trust him.
Just enough Jimmy.
Everything he said and add draft a kicker.
Kickers.
Yes. And that's what I was about to say. Kickers matter. And I pray Coach Deion Sanders, aka Coach Prime, was watching. But we have another kicker. We got a good kicker coming in. But kickers matter because it was like 3 games went into overtime, and they won because of a kick. So yeah, that is true. So were you guys surprised that Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers was knocked out so soon?
No.
Neither one of them?
No.
Tell me why.
So I'll tell you this much. So and as much as I love Aaron Rodgers, I said if Green Bay did not come out of halftime smoking, I'm talking about clicking on all cylinders, they did not have the room to have a falter, in my opinion, in that third quarter. And they fell on their face for the entire second half.
Yeah.
And they allowed San Francisco to get amped up and get used to that field. And anytime you play in Lambeau, and Sid can tell you, it's a difference in the way that field will track a lot of times. But once you figure it out, you saw those defensive linemen start to fly the way they did, and you saw Warner flying the way he was. We chalked it up. We chalked it up for Green Bay, and even with Tom, we wanted to see Tom bring that magic. But it's like we said, I don't think the team had enough in their tank left for whatever reason. They were tired. They were very tired. Their defense showed up, right? Sue and them boys got busy, but offensively they ran out of steam. So hey, it was one of those you were gonna have to swing all the way to the end to beat those teams, because those were good teams.
Yeah. The Rams are just built to beat I say Eli beat Tom Brady twice, but it was really the New York Giants defensive line that beat Tom Brady twice, and the Rams are built just like that. Aaron Donald gets pressure up the middle, and then you got the two ends coming off. It's it was gonna be hard to beat, and the Rams put them back in the game, gave them put them back, which was scary. I was like, dude, why are y'all doing Tom Brady? Why are you spiting Tom Brady like that, man?
You playing? What I mean? What you doing?
Time management.
So let me ask you this, and I want both of y'all to answer. Do you think they also, the Bucs also lost because Antonio Brown was not there? Because he was a major factor.
No.
Okay.
So I think a bigger piece of their offense that was missing was Godwin. Mike Evans showed up. Evans showed up. I think Gronk did his thing. Fournette was actually in it, but I think Godwin was the missing piece of that puzzle. He brought what Antonio used to bring when he was hitting his prime, and that is that level of competitiveness that's you're not going to deny me the rock in the middle over the side. I mean, he brought that edge to them, and I think that's what they were missing for the most part, because again, once he was getting that pressure up in his face, and Tom don't move very well, right? And once he got out to the side, when he didn't have that second and third outlet on it that was readily available, that was their Achilles heel.
Yeah.
He was forced to dump it down. That don't work for them.
Yeah.
Sid, anything to add?
Nah, yeah. Unless, Godwin was going to help block, up front. I think the most important player was his right tackle. They would have had his right tackle, it would have been better. But, you put Von Miller over there on that right tackle and Aaron Donald coming up the middle, man, they were and the guy that played was hurt. Yeah. So the number one was out and the number two was halfway out. So
wow. So let's see. A couple of weeks ago, Joe Burrows and the Bengals knocked off Mahoney and the Chiefs for the AFC Championship with a comeback win in an overtime, 27-24. We just mentioned about them kickers. This will be the Bengals' third time punching a ticket to the Super Bowl. So what are your thoughts on the Bengals team? I guess we'll start with you, Cedric, because we know how you feel about Joe Burrows.
Hey, man, BDJ, man. Look it up. I can't say it on here. But the dude is just, I was trying to explain to people what he had in when he was at LSU, and people was like, well, that ain't gonna work put it like this. You see a lot of guys in college do real well, right? And for some odd reason, when they get to the NFL, it don't work. And like Jamie was just saying about Tom Brady. Like, he played against him, so you got to see Brady has something that you just can't go out there and measure when you go out and you throw the ball and, you know, running and all that kind of stuff. That's what Joe Burrow got. Mm-hmm. Like, this man was a quarterback. I'm going to tell a quick story. So Devin White, you know, Devin White played for the Bucks, linebacker. Devin White, All-American. He 250 pounds, 6 foot. They said at practice when Joe Burrow got there, the defense was, you know, talking a lot of trash. Mm-hmm. They said, you know, Devin White was the leader of the defense. And they said Joe Burrow looked over there and told him, say, hey, man, told Devin White now, hey, shut the F up before I come over there and beat your
Love it. Love it.
You're gonna follow that guy anywhere as a player. Now, everybody and their mama, grandma,
Joe,
brother knew that he wasn't gonna go over there
and
like that. Threw him out of the building, but just for him to say it and had a confidence in his voice, and take that, you know, go from there. You go to the first game in Miami and in the tunnel, and you know the teams get scrapping it up. He in the front, like he ain't in the back. Like he in the front, you know, they had to pull him back. Like, Joe, you got, so he's at, you know, he's at.
You need them hands.
Yeah. So it's hard not to.
I like that.
Yeah, it's hard not to follow a kid like that. And, you know, and I'm not saying he's going to be the next Tom Brady, but that's the trait that linked the two, you know, because Tom is I hate on Tom all the time, man, but I love the way he holds grudges, man. That dude's like Mike.
I love the way he holds grudges.
Yeah.
He don't forget nothing.
But you know what? Mike used to do that too.
Yep.
Michael Jordan. So I guess that's a trait in winners, like goats.
I took that person, and
that's a nut right there.
Hey, but man, add Jamar Chase in there and T. Higgins, you know, and Joe Mixon. Man, they got a squad, man. I'm hoping. I don't know. I can't say I hope they win because I like Cam Akers too. So I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm actually pulling for the Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to win it because I think that, in my opinion, looking at the playoff games, the AFC teams, in my opinion, were head and shoulders above from a football perspective. The Bengals were battle tested from the beginning all the way through, right? They took on the bullies. You know, they were the under. And I'm not going to even call them the underdogs because, again, they're an extremely talented team that's playing on a different high right now, right? You look at the defensive end, Hendrickson and Hubbard, you know, that they got right there. Man, those motors are rolling right now, you know. And when you look at them, and I mean, you know, we always talk about looking at cats on tape a lot of times. Their motor was set at a different pace, man. Their idol was just high. And, you know, I love to be able to see that because that lets you know that a team is just, they're peaking. They're peaking. And, you know, I thought that they were a year early, to be honest with you. I really thought that they were not going to make it past Tennessee because I thought Tennessee was going to hit them in the mouth. But like we said, we got a chance to see Cool Joe and you know, take that slap in the mouth. 9 sacks. You got hit 9 times and you stood up each time and kept talking. Man, I was a fan at that point, right? Because it's almost like watching a Rocky movie. You know, it's like the more he got hit by Clubber Lane, the more he was getting mad, and everything just started sharpening up. Man, I was like, geez. I was like, I'm all in. I'm all in. So I think that, you know, for me, I love seeing them play. I love seeing them compete. Getting out there, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you that I'm a Bengals fan, and I've been on the bandwagon, but I do think they'll win this one. Being honest with you.
Okay. So, as you know, they will be playing the NFC champs, the Los Angeles Rams, who beat the 49ers in another close game, 20-17. So you mentioned him earlier, Von Miller and OBJ. They are ready to make a statement. What are your thoughts on the Rams, Jameion?
So, fantastic team. Great. We could look at and I don't even know who the GM is in LA, but we can look at what he's assembled late in the season, and I'm thinking, wow, what a masterpiece he put together with a bunch of ingredients we didn't think were going to work, right? You know, I was looking at them because unfortunately, I'm a Robert Woods fan, right? You know, I thought Robert Woods is one of the top receivers in the league, but when he got hurt earlier in the year, I was thinking to myself, that's a hell of a void to try to fill, right? But you bring an OBJ in there, from a skill perspective, is the exact same player. But then Cooper Kupp started stepping up his game, you know, and then we got Cam Akers back. And Cam came back and looked like a completely different person, right?
Mississippi boy.
Yeah, you know, and we know and love Cam, and you know, to watch Cam come back, I was a little afraid that, you know, he was going to be a little limpy. But he looked fresh. He looked good. Looked like he dropped a few pounds. He had his step. He looked like he was back at Clinton High School, right? When I first saw that kid, you know, doing these double spin moves over people in two different directions, man, I was absolutely floored by him. But you know, and Von Miller, Aaron Donald brings it. You know, I mean, those guys. I mean, they got a collection of people that we just didn't expect. You know, it's like my family look at me a lot of times. I like my sunny side eggs and my syrup together on my pancakes. And they like, why do you like all that slop together? It's like, because it's delicious. The Rams are delicious.
You know, I love y'all so much. Y'all so stupid. I mean, and I can kind of see that, Jamie. And I understand it a little bit. I'm a country girl, so I like to put my stuff together, but I don't want no runny eggs on my pancake run.
You got to try it. Don't knock it till you try it.
No, thank you. Said.
Hey, man. I'm still thinking about the runny eggs on the pancakes. I can't.
No, sir.
Hey, but, man,
I'll send you the video for it.
Please do. Send it to us, please.
I was like, who allowed this to happen, man? Who allowed this man to assemble this team?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, come on, man. I like everything about him, man. I like Matthew Stafford. He getting this shot. You know, their defense, Aaron Donald. That's all you got to say. Everything after that, Jalen Ramsey, and they strong, man. And then OBJ, a lot of people thought OBJ wasn't going to work because he was going to come in and want more balls and Cooper Kupp. But, hey, Cooper proved Cooper a dog. Like, he a dog when he don't have the ball, when he got the ball, whatever. So, man, the only reason I think that Cincinnati might still beat them is because Stafford is a good quarterback, right? Good to great quarterback. He's just been hid in Detroit for all these years.
Mm-hmm.
One mistake, and that team will start crumbling on Stafford. Not crumbling, but the team won't crumble, but maybe Stafford will. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow has proven that he can make a couple of mistakes, and that team will just still rally around him or whatever. So the Rams, you know, when they went through the game with Tampa Bay, one mistake led to another mistake, and you started to see them just unravel. And then, you know, they finally came together at the end to pull it off. I don't know, man. Like, it's still hard for me to trust them in a close game.
Mm-hmm.
But I want Cam. If Cam, I ain't gonna say I want Cam to win. If Cam won, I'll be happy. If Joe won, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
I got you. So what are your individual predictions for the Super Bowl 56? Also, your point spread.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go a field goal because that just seems like what everything's coming down to. I think Joe will get sacked more than 9 times.
If he does, I don't think he's gonna come back from that one, y'all, because I know what you're saying, that he's resilient and keeps taking a punch, but this is Super Bowl. They're not gonna be playing with him Sunday.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, and this is gonna be a shocker, and I want y'all to look for this. Jalen Ramsey is one of the best corners in the game, right? But he don't get a lot of interceptions. And a lot of times people don't try him. Joe Burrow gonna try him, and he gonna try him deep. And Ramsey breaks his technique a lot, because he likes to play flat foot and try to play the short route. He's gonna get faded up a couple times in this game, and I think that's what's gonna keep the Bengals. That's gonna keep the Bengals in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your score? So you're saying Cincinnati is going to win, and what's your score?
28-24.
Okay. Jay?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. It's going to be a tight. I think it's going to be a tight game. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see a double overtime Super Bowl, honestly. I don't see total points getting above 50. So I would take the 50 and below. But, man, if I had to predict a score, is there such thing as 21 to 21.5?
It'll be tight.
No,
it's going to be that tight, Oh, okay, I can't go. But, I'm going to tell you this much, and I don't know why. But when you look at, especially from a defensive perspective, we know what these guys are bringing on offense, right? Stafford's playing well, OD's playing well, Kupp is playing well, Cam and even Sony Michel, as okay as he's been, but those guys are clicking pretty well. But I really look at like Leonard Floyd, Von Miller, Hendrickson, and Hubbard making a difference in this game. And I think what's going to make the biggest difference is that if the special teams show up, so if Cincinnati's special teams show up and they get Stafford backed up to his goal line, I think we could see a safety in this game, which would make the difference in the score. So I would say it's probably going to be more like a 23-21 type game, to be honest with you, or a 24-21 type game.
Who wins?
Cincy.
Okay. I'm going to be the oddball out. I'm going with the Rams. And I also think it's going to be a very close game. These are not going to be, Sid, you had the highest number, 28-24. You had, what was it?
24-21.
24-21. I'm going with 21-16. Rams.
Okay.
Now, if I win, y'all buying me something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're going to buy you.
Got some ceviche for you.
Yeah. Let me see. See what I got in here I can purchase for you.
Look how he's looking around. I don't want nothing in that room. It ain't no but LSU stuff. No, thank you. Well, guys, it has been a pleasure all season long. When I say I have had a ball and people, come, they tell me about, the shows with y'all. I've really, really enjoyed it. Now, we may have to come back for the NFL draft. What y'all think?
I'm cool.
Maybe, but it'd be so many. Oh my gosh. We'll just do the first night, like the highlights. It's too many of them people. It's 1,000 of them. So, but we'll see. But of course, before we go, we have to play. You can get with this, you can get with that. And for those who don't know, this is a way for the listeners and myself to get to know the guests better. So I'll ask you a few questions and you choose the one that best fits you. Now, since it's Super Bowl time, all of the this or that is about food.
Oh.
All of them. Look at you.
All in.
So the first one, you prefer, look how he done leaned in, Cedric. First, I looked up, I was like, oh my gosh, he's right there.
I turned my ear to the side. I need to hear that.
You need to make sure I hear it.
You look just like number 99 right there. He's so cute. That's my little baby. Wings or nachos?
Wings.
Did both of y'all say at the same time? Y'all acquire? Okay, wings.
Eat a Terry.
Scrambled eggs or sunny side up? You kind of talked about sunny side up a little bit.
Oh, give me sunny side all day, every day. Yes.
I'm sunny side too. Let it burn down.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Ugh. No, I don't, nothing running. Waffle or pancake? Apparently pancakes for Jameion.
Tea cakes, give them to me.
I'm on pancakes too, as long as they're crispy. I like my edges crispy.
I love Cracker Barrel pancakes. They have some of the best pancakes. I make very good pancakes myself.
You put them in grease, you cook them in. No, go ahead.
Say it again, sir.
I said, do you cook your pancakes in grease or like butter, or do you just like put them on the griddle?
Butter.
Yeah.
Gotta slather it in that butter now.
And I put just a hint of vanilla abstract in it. Gives it a whole different flavor. And I do that with my waffles as well.
I bet you don't put no mayonnaise.
Huh?
Bet you don't put no mayonnaise in them. If you want a crisp,
I might have to try that.
If you want a crispy pancake, put some mayonnaise in the batter, like a teaspoon, and watch it. You ain't gonna taste it, but mayonnaise is like grease. It's gonna make it get that crispy crust.
I'll check it out Saturday because I'll see. Look, I'll see. I don't know. Shoot, that sounds good. Kit Kat or Twix?
Or Twix.
Twix.
Y'all are like what, 4 for 4 together?
Left side, right side. I'm all in. I'm a traitor.
That's my favorite. Oh, I remember when I was in high school and people, this girl used to sell candy. Man, I used to be like, give me all your Twix. Just run them. And they was like 25 cents. Oh my gosh. Lima beans or pinto beans?
I'm gonna go with lima.
Man. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go lima too. I'm gonna go lima.
Y'all are like in sync today. So lima bean.
Lima.
I like both of them. They're my favorite. I think I'm gonna go lima as well. Since we're talking beans, do you prefer buttermilk cornbread or Jiffy cornbread? Y'all better get this right.
I'm going buttermilk.
Thank you.
Gotta stay. Well, hold on. With my lima beans, buttermilk.
Yes, you can't eat no sugary Jiffy with that.
Man, I don't know. That Jiffy be going hard, especially when you broke. Look,
no.
That Jiffy can make some magic. Jiffy and butter. Ooh.
No. Look,
honey butter Jiffy in a cast iron skillet. You don't know nothing about this girl.
No. I mean, I eat Jiffy, but I'm a country girl. I like to make real cornbread. That's not.
Put it in the cast iron skillet and just drop the butter and just take the fork and spoon to it. I mean, don't even cut it out.
Really,
eat it all out.
I felt like I was a field worker back in the days. My grandma used to make that cornbread and put it in a little cloth, and then you put some syrup on it out of that tin can. Oh my God.
No, what y'all know about cornbread? And my grandma used to say sweet milk.
And sweet milk, yeah.
I used to do it because my granddad, but he used to eat it with buttermilk and the sweet milk or regular milk. But I used to try to do it because you know how you're a kid, you'd be like, he make it look so good. He was eating it like cereal. It was amazing. Huh?
I'd say that generation, some real G's.
Real G's, baby. Mashed potatoes or scalloped potatoes?
I'm gonna go scalloped.
Yeah, man, I probably gotta go scalloped too.
Scalloped.
I'm sick of y'all. What's this twinsy thing that's going on?
Yeah, you know, we talking about food, man. Look,
you talking about like scalloped potatoes, mashed potatoes, man. Scallop, man. Put a little onions on that.
Yeah, but mashed potatoes, you can put some garlic in there and
Oh my gosh. Take it to a whole
We bougie. We bougie.
Yeah. I'm going mashed. I'm going mashed.
To my food. It's like Krispy Kreme donuts. I'd rather have a donut I can chew.
Gotta savor them bites.
Yeah.
Whatever. Caesar salad or garden salad?
I really don't know the difference between the two, to be honest.
Garden salad has tomato, could have onions, croutons, cheese. Caesar just has like cheese, Parmesan cheese. Sometimes it's just shredded, or it could be like different like pieces of whole Parmesan.
I'm going with the garden.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I stick garden, even though I love those Caesars that are fresh mixed down there in South Beach, with the big wooden bowls that they put all the fresh. Oh yeah, though man.
Where is that? Because I'm going back for for Jackson State's game.
I'm gonna remember the name. It's a restaurant in Coconut Grove. I'm gonna call my homeboy. I'll let you know. They make great Caesars down there, but I'll go garden.
Okay. Mac and cheese or lobster mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese. Don't put no lobster in my mac and cheese.
I don't even eat regular mac and cheese, but if you put lobster in it, I'm gonna make it go. You know what I mean?
Have you ever had it before, Cedric?
What, lobster mac and cheese? Now, usually if it say mac and cheese, I'm not gonna eat it. I don't eat it.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's delicious, that lobster mac. I forgot the name of the restaurant. I first had it in New Orleans, and it was great. It was amazing.
If you put meat in anything, you got me. I'm gonna try.
Okay. So that's how. Never mind. Anyway, last but not least, would you prefer catfish, fried catfish, or pan-trapped?
I go with pan-trapped every time I go to a restaurant. So it's just something about them bones in there.
We'll go catfish. Catfish.
I grew up loving, but I love pan-trapped. But you have to watch your life though, because of those bones. It's just like, I got the bread, but I love pan-trapped. I really, really do.
It's all about kind of like showing your skills when you eat pan-trapped, man. You know what I mean? You got to be able to put the meat on one side, spit the bone out the other, man.
I remember when I was little, my grandma was like, she used to keep a loaf of bread sitting by me because I was eating it. I was eating it so fast. She was trying like, girl, you didn't eat a bone. So, yeah, just have to be careful. Well, guys, again, always a pleasure having you on. Please follow me at She Says She Say Sports Facebook, She Says She Say Sports 23 on Instagram, at She Says She Say 23 on Twitter, and please subscribe to my YouTube page, She Says She Say Sports. Well, that's my show for today. Until next time, this is Sonia with She Says She Say Sports. Bye, guys. Bye. Yes.